All right, so first things first, there's some pre-adherent tape adherent that we'll spray onto the ankle. Okay?
You have to ask them if they're good.
So, well, that too, but we're going to spray them. We don't overly soak them. We just lightly mist spray on their foot and ankle. All right? That's going to allow this pre-wrap to stick. All right? Then there's Then there's heel and lace pads, little things with lubricant for the laces near the lace area and the heel area. And that's just really to prevent blisters here, prevent blisters back there. Okay? So, now I always start with the pre-wrap around the foot because I'm going to end at the tibia or the lower leg, right? So, I start, right? And I'm just going to keep on wrapping, right? Now I'm going to go into around the ankle. All right, so I'm going to wrap around the foot, and I'm going to wrap around the ankle, and then I'm going to come down, almost a figure eight. I'm going to come around, almost like a heel lock almost. This doesn't mean a heel lock. It's just I'm just going to cover the foot and ankle, all right? And then I'm going to kind of ring it all the way up. All right, so that's one way, right? So here's another way. You can always do it this way. The main thing is to wrap the ankle completely without any wrinkles, right, or rolling up in the pre-wrap, right? So some people say I might mess up this way because I'm not used to wrapping it this way. So we just wrap all the way.
Yeah, you messed up.
Where's the mess up?
No,
Oh, I was going to say, that's pretty good. Right? So, the thing is, we want to make sure that there's no holes where the tape, or there's, the skin is exposed, right?
Yeah.
So, we're just going to keep it. We're going to go with it. All right, so, you have your tape. And you got to learn how to rip the tape and not put the tape down. So, rip the tape in your hands. So, I'm going to lay. Right, and also one thing is, right? So one thing is you got to learn how to look at the ankle and the lower leg and the foot and realize that there's some contour shape to the leg, right? To everyone's leg. Some people have fat ankles or fat lower leg and very skinny ankles. The tape is going to lay differently, all right? So it's going to, if you notice, it's going to be on somewhat of an angle, right? It's not going to be straight across like this. All right? It's on an angle. All right? So, but still, I'm going to overlap it just a tad bit. So, if you look at it, it's overlapped a tad bit, a half. Here's another one. All right? So, I want you guys, the book says 1. I want you guys to do 3. All right? One reason why is because the more tape here as the anchors, the more tape when we get into the stirrups. All right. Now we're going to put a tape on the forefoot or the midfoot. Right. That's going to be another. You guys can either go bottom up like this, or I always go down. Right. I do 1, 2. Right. So we got our anchors. Right? That's the main thing, right? Your book says, I think, 1 anchor, 1 anchor. Think at least 3 up top, at least 2 in the midfoot. Now we're going to do the stirrups, right? We're going to prevent the medial and lateral rolling of the calcaneus. So we're going to start medially, right? And we're going to lie, right? See, if I only had 1 tape, there's not going to be much tape adherence. So I have 3 anchors here. I'm going to lie this tape. I'm going to kind of bisect the calcaneus. Probably should have been on that side. All right, I'm going to bisect the calcaneus a little bit, or halfway, and I'm going to pull into eversion. I'm going to pull from start medial, pull lateral. Right? I'm going to now do my horseshoe. I'm going to anchor that down. Okay? I'm going to do another. I'm going to cut this in half. So, Anchor. So we're going to cut that in half. Right? And we're going to anchor this down again. So what we're doing here is what they call the basket weave, where we're lying one and it's kind of overlapping in a basket weave fashion, right? Now we're going to have one more. I'm going to kind of cut that. And then this one is going to, boom. All right? So you can see good and cheap tape, doesn't stick too well. Let's practice. All right, I thought it was rain. All right, so we're going like that. Now we're going to anchor these down. I always go from top bottom. Now, the first thing we're going to do figure eight. All right, is that the next thing in your book? All right. Well, I'm going to go off the dome. Okay. So figure eight. We're going to find our medial malleolus. Right. And I'm just going to start just a little anterior to the medial malleolus. I'm going to pull it down. I'm going to come up, around anteriorly, just anterior to the talus, around the medial malleolus, and wrap it around and kind of end at the anterior talus. Figure eight. All right?
How many of those do you have to do?
You do two.
On each side?
Yeah,
Start it there,
yeah,
start
like
there.
you
Well, I always do one side.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
I always start on one side. All right. So I have, that's one. We got another one. You're thinking of Helix, probably.
Yeah.
All right. So you got two there. Some people say just do one. I normally just do one. Right. But teaching purposes, we're doing two. Okay. So that's a figure eight. If you think about it, there's a figure eight going around, right? Can you see that? Yeah. All right. So now we're going to do heel locks. I'm going to start by medial malleolus. Well, I know her medial malleolus is right about there, right? So I'm going to, on an angle, right? Just lie it almost anterior talus, just anterior to the medial malleolus. I'm going to come down on an angle, come down around. There's the heel lock. Now, lateral side. So now, one side on the medial side, one side. I should use better tape for YouTube. Right? So lateral malleolus. So I'm just going to go just anterior to the lateral malleolus on a slight angle, right? So there. Now it's coming down, around. So what that does is kind of locks it in place. Heel lock. We're going to lock the calcaneus from going in and out. Inversion, eversion. Right? So now let me just secure it. So we're going to do another one on the medial side. Well, yeah, about two on each side, yeah. Right? Now I'm gonna secure it up. Right? Now I'm going to anchor, 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 anchor.
You can do that continuously, right?
You guys will do it by ripping it.
But like once we're more.